Kalk Bay Golden Oldies Primary Cooperative was established through the Department of Fisheries. At the time it was DAF, which is now DFFE. We were established under the Small Scale Policy of 2012 and the Small Scale Regulations of 2016, where it clearly stipulates that all fishers that want to be part of a small scale cooperative has to register as small scale fishers. So we've done that process through the department. We have 123 identified, verified small scale fishers, and those 125 fishers could then legally form a small scale cooperative, which was registered by the Department of Fisheries at that time. Kalk Bay Primary Cooperative is a community-owned entity with 125 small-scale fishers as its membership. We do not have shareholding, we only have active membership. So we are a worker cooperative. Small-scale primary community cooperatives that are registered through the small-scale policy and the Department of Fisheries would then elect a board of directors, of which I am the chairperson. The board has to then apply through the department for multiple commercial species that they have historically harvested in their location, in their geographical area. So we've applied for multiple commercial rights, i.e. lobster, abalone, traditional lionfish, seaweed, kelp, squid, and the department has issued these baskets of species. Guided by our progressive revolutionary small-scale policy and our grant of rights letter, we are guided towards owning the full value chain of our rights. So not only owning the harvesting rights, but the entire value chain, from distribution to processing, industrial processing, and then exporting. How we are guided to do this is by forming our next tier of cooperative, which is our secondary cooperative, our mother body, regional structure, which speaks to primary cooperatives merging and forming a secondary cooperative to be able to have the volumes and the economies of scale and the bargaining power to be able to sustain an industrial processing plant, and in such creating long-term meaningful jobs along the entire value chain. Once we entered or have finalized our processing, we will then do the exporting and marketing and then franchising. So we are Only Fishers Secondary Cooperative, which is the secondary cooperative of Kalk Bay, Lavender Hill, Struisbaai, Gugulethu, Imizamo Yethu, Lowry cooperatives that are the founding member cooperatives of Only Fishers. Together, we have set up the framework to start our distribution centers, our logistics centers, and also to begin the industrial processing, to be able to own the value chain as required by our small-scale policy and our regulations, to create this generational wealth, community-owned enterprises that will be there and sustain the economic well-being of our communities for generations to come. So while developing this one-of-a-kind secondary cooperative model, which Only Fishers is the first secondary cooperative in South Africa with an established plan that involves the entire value chain. Not only the resources itself, but all the spin-offs. So it's ecotourism, it's boat building, it's boat maintenance, it's all of the equipment and tools that the vessels need in order to operate. We want to own that entire value chain and supply that to our members. So this model, first of its kind in South Africa, we've identified challenges, and some of the most fundamental challenges are financial support, which is critical, capacity building, efficient training for our members, financial management support, to be able to structure our financial infrastructure and operational infrastructure around the model that we've identified that can address all of the challenges that we currently face. So understanding our needs and our challenges, we approached Sedfa, was the first governmental organization that we or economic support organization that we engaged with. To firstly, Sedfa helped us set up the secondary cooperative because it's not something we could have done ourselves. So Sedfa was instrumental in helping register the secondary cooperative, which had its challenges initially as well. So Sedfa helped us overcome those challenges and to set up our cooperative, as well as do our application for our infrastructure supports, vessels, logistics, freezers, cold chain production. And we knew that we couldn't rely on one organization to assist us, and then we reached out to the other governmental organizations like NDA, like IDC, for additional support to really operationalize and implement the infrastructure that we need, because it's capital intensive and it's an ongoing incubation period that we require this kind of support. In order to realize our vision and our goal of creating generational wealth, community-owned enterprise that will be around for the next 50 years, we need to own the entire value chain as guided by our policy and our regulations. And the only way to do this is to invest in the infrastructure required, like industrial processing, distribution, logistics, harvesting. We need this kind of support for the next 2 to 3 years to get our operationals off the ground, to make sure that we have enough training, capacitating our management staff, getting the right financial infrastructure in place to be able to manage this. And if we can do this, we can really provide meaningful jobs and transform the lives for our communities going forward. So in terms of international exposure and trade, the G20 and the EU and Africa Summit presents a major opportunity for our cooperatives, especially in terms of market exposure. And our policy is also clear on this, that government needs to help the sector become exposed and help their brands become internationally recognized and open up these trade agreements and relationships. It's very important that we open up trade with multiple countries all over the world, because like we found this year, for example, we're reliant on China. China is our biggest trade partner, especially our exporting of our resources. But because of geopolitical situations currently, there has been a reduction in the price of our lobster, and that significantly impacts small communities, because we rely so much on these revenues that if we have a 20% decline in our exports, it seriously impacts us, because we're not at the space of big companies where we have these large financial buffers that can really ride through changes in international markets. So we need to diversify internationally, but also on the continent. We need to have this inter-Africa trade. We need to supply our other neighboring countries with our resources, and we intertrade with them as well. So opening up those markets, especially from a community enterprise perspective, I think is going to be vital in reshaping post-COVID our economy from these monopoly big companies to a more community-owned enterprise economy. So our offer to our clients and to international clients as well is a unique offer. We offer top quality products, fresh, international standard, NRCS standards, harvested, processed, distributed and exported and cared for by the fishers itself, with no middlemen. Historical involvement in harvesting, delivering to you top quality professional products. In terms of our outreach and support to other cooperatives, specifically in the small scale space and outside of the fisheries sector, is to collaborate, is to own your entire value chain. Do not outsource your management, do not outsource your operations. Start off small, struggle through the challenges, implement the processes that's going to give you the capacity to run your entire operations. Once we have good structured, good governed community enterprises, we can then intertrade from province to province, region to region, and structure our communities in a network that's going to benefit us all in the future, both now and in the future. So in terms of contacting us, Only Fishers, we have an official website. It's just an information page for now. We are setting up our market space online. Our distribution center is being set up. So yes, you can contact us on onlyfishers.coza. We have our email addresses connect@onlyfishers.co.za, and yeah, soon all of our other socials will be up and running where you can contact us directly. So we look forward to sharing our journey with you, and we look forward to you being part of this very exciting, transformative journey within the fisheries space. Only Fishers, owned, operated and distributed by the fishers themselves. No middleman.